Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching Oman News. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said receives ambassadors of Malaysia and Palestine accredited to the Sultanate. The Shura Council unanimously decides to forward recommendation to His Majesty requesting him to suspend the decision of the Council of Ministers regarding the list of commodities. And the Ministry of Civil Service will announce tomorrow 1,523 job vacancies in the ministries and government units. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has received a cable of thanks from His Excellency Peter Cosgrove, Governor-General of Australia, in reply to His Majesty's cable of greetings on his assuming the position of Governor-General of Australia. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Ivo Josipovic of Croatia on his country's National Day. His Majesty the Sultan has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Borut Pahor of Slovenia on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Armando Emilio Guebuza of Mozambique on his country's independence anniversary. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said received separately in his office today Datu Rustam Yahya, Ambassador of Malaysia accredited to the Sultanate, to bid him farewell at the end of his duty as his country's ambassador to the Sultanate. His Highness also received Dr. Luai Mahmoud Taha Isa, Ambassador of the State of Palestine, accredited to the Sultanate, to bid him farewell at the end of his duty as his country's ambassador to the Sultanate. The ambassadors expressed their thanks to His Majesty the Sultan for the support they received during the period of their work in the Sultanate from His Majesty, the government, the Omani people, which had enabled them to carry out their duty. The ambassadors wished His Majesty good health, happiness and a long life, and the Sultanate further progress under the wise leadership of His Majesty. Sayyid Asad expressed his utmost thanks to the ambassadors for the efforts they exerted to serve the relations between the Sultanate and their countries, wishing them permanent success and the peoples of their countries progress and prosperity. The State Council today held its 10th regular session of the 3rd annual sitting of the 5th term under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council. At the beginning of the meeting, the Chairman of the State Council delivered a speech where he pointed out that the session includes a number of topics, the foremost of which discussing the report of the Social Committee on amending the Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Law No. 1799, approving both the State Council's draft budget for 2015 and its proposed organizational chart. The session also reviewed a number of reports related to the work of State Council. The State Council's members also viewed the report of the Secretariat General on the activities between the 8th, 9th and 10th regular sessions, in addition to some items listed on the agenda upon which the appropriate decisions were taken. Shura Council unanimously decided to forward a recommendation to His Majesty requesting him to suspend the decision of the Council of Ministers regarding the list of commodities which should be monitored by the Public Authority for Consumer Protection. The Council, in its 23rd session of the 3rd annual convening round, called on the Council of Ministers to postpone implementing the decision until the related laws are issued, namely the laws of consumer and competition protection and preventing monopoly, as well as the law of commercial agencies, and until activating the after mention laws by issuing, implementing and organizing decisions and regulation in addition to accelerating implementation of royal directives to establish cooperation associations. The Shura Council hailed the decision of the Council of Ministers, but it thinks that creating suitable circumstances to establish prices will not take place unless the related laws are issued, so to refresh the power of competition and eliminating monopoly. The Shura Council requests to host Their Excellencies, the Minister of Commerce and Industry and the Chairman of the Public Authority for Consumer Protection to discuss the issues from all its sides. The Ministry of Civil Service will announce tomorrow 1,523 job vacancies in the ministries and the government units governed by the Civil Service Law and its implementing regulations and various governorates of the Sultanate. The Ministry explained that the new vacancies will cover various academic qualifications and disciplines, including 1 vacancy for master degree holders, 500 for bachelor degree holders, 371 for post-secondary diploma holders, 228 for general education diploma and professional diploma holders, and 423 for holders of lower qualifications. 32 jobs, which is 2% of the total number of vacancies, are allocated for people with disabilities. The mechanism of application for the job vacancies will be on the Ministry's website. It stressed that job seekers who are wishing to apply for jobs should update their data at Public Authority for Manpower Register. With the aim to enhance the performance of companies in a way to achieve the principle of constructive and fruitful competitiveness among them, Economy and Business World magazine held a ceremony to honor the winning companies of the best performance Omani ones for the fiscal year 2013 under the auspices of His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Masood Al-Sanaidi, Minister of Commerce and Industry. 15 companies were honored in 3 separate categories, namely companies of grand, medium and small capitals. The prize comes to motivate the enlisted companies in Muscat security market to promote their performance and services, as well as setting up strategies as per international standards. With the aim to diversify economic strategy in the Sultanate, Dukum organized a forum to highlight investment and cooperation opportunities in the field of Islamic banking and finance under the auspices of His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al-Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Special Economic Zone at Dukum. More details in the following report by Saida Nayab.
Experts addressed the forum, highlighting strategic projects currently underway in Dukum, including the port, dry dock facilities, new airport, refinery and upcoming tourism and Dukum city development. The deliberations covered policy issues, investment framework, tax benefits and business opportunities in Dukum Special Economic Zone, highlighting its significance at the regional and world levels.
I think we felt this is an opportunity for us to tell them what exactly we have in Dukum, what type of opportunities, what type of project, and what type also of incentive we can give them. And we hope this will be not the last, and we will continue doing this, because for us, promoting at Dukum is a very important role to bring the investor to the countries and to Dukum.
India was Oman's second largest destination for its non-oil exports and its 4th largest source for imports. Indian and Omani firms have undertaken joint ventures in a wide range of sectors, including fertilizers, pharmaceuticals, energy, and engineering.
With regard to Dukum, we see this as part of the future vision of Oman to evolve as a modern and developed economy. And the Indian community, the Indian business community in Oman, I'm sure will like to benefit from this.
The MISAC is committed to supporting the strategic national initiative to develop Al-Wusta Governorate and identify opportunities aimed at attracting investment in line with Oman's Vision 2020 economic blueprint.
What we are telling to the public is that whatever can be financed by a conventional bank can be financed also by an Islamic bank. And we have showcased here the projects that we have financed from the real estate sector to industrial sector to oil and gas sector. And today our aim is to try and encourage people to see the opportunities that are there in Duqm and to depend on us as a supporter for the financing in case they need any financing.
The aim is to develop Duqm as one of the best locations to visit, live, work and invest in the Middle East. The main idea behind the Duqm Calls Upon India Forum for Investment Opportunities is to showcase the various projects that are being or will be taken within the Special Economic Zone at Duqm. Saida Nayab, Muscat.
Stay tuned. Still to come in our news bulletin. Omani Women's Association holds a charitable fair for various products in the Wilaya of Mirbat. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The National Records and Archive Authority plan to establish special destroyed plant for records and data according to safe and eco-friendly ways of international standards and specifications. This came during the workshop of Safe Destroying for Documents and Data, which was organized by the authority for more than 63 various governmental bodies. The session aimed to spread information awareness in best practices and standards related in damaging records and data. In addition, it stressed the important role of records departments of governmental bodies to preserve documents and follow law procedures. Major General Salim bin Musallam Katan, commander of the National Defence College, received Lieutenant General Dragulov Rish, Chief of Staff of Croatian Defence, in Beit el-Flach today. During the meeting, they discussed means of development and security aspects and reviewed matters of joint concern. They also exchanged cordial talks. The electricity holding company EHG will launch the second knowledge sharing conference in November. This was announced in a press conference in Muscat today. The conference program will highlight the latest developments and review new business development ideas that can enable a successful stakeholder engagement and collaboration. It was also organized a series of business development workshops in which decision makers, strategic partners and industry experts will be invited to join and discuss new ideas. The first day of the conference will feature a number of local and international speakers that will share best practice in all 5 strategic programs: human resources, customer services, asset management, HSE, communication and sustainability. The second day will feature Afkar workshops, which will cover business development ideas produced by EH Group staff for the purpose of realizing new or more benefits from the existing strategic programs. In a statement to Oman Radio and Television, engineer Oman bin Khalfan Al-Wahabi, Chief Executive Officer of Electricity Holding Company, stressed that the group has enough electricity coverage power and disruption in electricity service in some areas are due to sudden problems and overload. He also called on reducing unnecessary consumption of electricity. The Municipal Council of the Governorate of South Batna held its sixth meeting this year. It viewed the indicator and data of some health cases, which revealed the rising in cancer disease in the governorate by 127 cases in comparison with 75 cases in 2004. The meeting revealed through visual share municipal services implemented at various wilayas of the governorate. The Director General of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources of the governorate clarified that new cleaning services to be inaugurated in addition to some projects implemented by municipalities in the next period. Within its social role to help poor people in the Wilaya of Mirbat, Omani Women's Association held a charitable fair for various products. His Excellency Saif bin Ahmed Al Gharbi, Wali of Mirbat, presided over the ceremony. Most of the products in the fair were made by the women members in the association. The proceeds will be forwarded to charitable bodies. Now for the general weather forecast. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the governorate of Dhofar and nearby mountains with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear to partly cloudy skies with chances of thunder showers accompanied by hail and active winds over the parts of Hajar Mountains. Winds will be northeasterly moderate to active along the coast of Sea of Oman, while it will be southeasterly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas along the coastal areas of Arabian Sea will be rough with a maximum wave height of 4.5 meters. Along the rest of the Sultanate coast, it will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty the Sultan, His Highness Syed Asad bin Tariq Al Said received ambassadors of Malaysia and Palestine accredited to the Sultanate. The Shura Council unanimously decides to forward recommendation to His Majesty requesting him to suspend the decision of the Council of Ministers regarding the list of commodities. And the Ministry of Civil Service will announce tomorrow 1,523 job vacancies in the ministries and government units. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studio, thank you for joining and good night.